Hey guys, it's Miss Demetrio, and I have a very special guest. This is Penelope. She is my cat. She will be joining us for today. So, today I'm going to go over a few different things in order to help you get started. We had spring break last week. Hopefully, you had some fun. Now, we're going to get back to distance learning, and I wanted to create a video to show you your options, go through them, maybe give you some reminders and helpful tips to get you back on the right track as we get back into our learning. So as we do this video, I want you to remember this is a video. When we have learning videos, if there's something that you want to pause it and maybe do the first step, hear me say step number one, and then pause the video so you can actually do step number one. You can do that. Make sure whenever it helps, you pause the video or you go back and rewatch whatever you want. So don't forget that, the benefit of learning through a video is that it happens at your own pace and you can rewatch whatever you need to whenever you need to. So some of this is going to be review, but the overall goal of this video is to go over what distance learning looks like for our classroom. What different resources do you have? Where can you find all of the resources we do have? This video is going to kind of steer you in the right direction for that. So here is the rundown. So inside this video, we're going to use kind of three different types of technology. We're going to talk about MyConnect, which of course you've used before. We're going to talk about Flipgrid, which again, we've used in this class before, and also my class website that I created. So the first question we're going to answer is, how can students use MyConnect to send a message? Now that I can't just walk around the classroom because it's through online, students need to be asking me questions, but we need to be using a different way because you can't just raise your hand now. So how do you do that? How do students ask me a question? Well, that's a really, really good thing for us to go over. So, we're going to go ahead and do that today in this video. Another question we'll go over in this video is, how can students use technology to continue to connect with the entire class? And we're going to go over how we're going to be doing that. Another question we will go over is, where can students find the daily schedule? Now, that's not new. I'm just reviewing that. I just thought this would be a good time to review that. And how do students turn in their work? When is it due? Those two things aren't new. I just thought this would be a good time to review those last two questions. So the first goal that I'm gonna go over, when it says goal, I mean student goal. By the end of this section of the video, I hope that students know how to use MyConnect to send a message. And I know that some students already know how to do this because I have received some messages on MyConnect, which is awesome. I hope to see more because this is one way students can ask me questions whenever they come up. Now, the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna go on to MyConnect. You're going to log into your account, and then on the sidebar, you're going to go ahead and you are going to click inbox. Now, this is what it looks like. It looks like a picture of a little drawer with a piece of paper sticking up. If you go to the bottom and click the arrow at the very bottom of the sidebar, you're going to notice it will label itself now. So if you click expand, which is the arrow at the bottom, then it will label the inbox button. It'll say inbox. So I would recommend doing that. After you get to it, it will look like this. You're going to go to the top and you're going to click this button right here. It looks like a picture of a pencil and a paper. And you're going to click that and it will give you it'll show you this after you click that button. You're going to click course. Right here, you're going to click here. You're going to click Demetrio because, of course, you're in Miss Demetrio's class. And then you're going to type your email down here to me. After you have typed your question down here, you're going to click send, and you have sent me a message. I will then be able to read it and email you back. So this is how you can send a message through the MyConnect inbox. And this is one option that all students have. You'll also notice at the bottom, it has a spot for file and a spot for video. I may use that. For example, if you ask a question, I may attach a video because maybe that video walks you through step by step how to do whatever you were asking me about. So I may have files to help you. I may send videos so that you can see how to do whatever you're asking. We have options through this, which are awesome. And so this is a great resource. My Connect inbox is one resource. The second thing I want to go over is how can you use My Connect to post a message on the discussion board. Now, again, this is a little review. Some of you have already been doing this, which is awesome. I just thought coming back from spring break, it would be a good time to review these things. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go onto my Connect page. You're going to click discussions. It's on the side, and you'll see on this screen over here, I don't know. I put a yellow arrow. Look at the yellow arrow, and that points to where it says discussions. In order to go to the discussion board, you click discussions. If you ask me, it should say discussion board, but I can't change that. So click discussions. And then you're going to go ahead and you're going to click questions for Ms. Demetrio, or if there's a different thing down here, I may have an assignment and then I'll have the day that I assign it. So you could click the day that I assign it, or I may have something else down here. Right now, the big thing I have is questions for Ms. Demetrio. As we go along, I may have reading or writing assignment B, go to the discussion board and answer this question. And so then you would look for the question I assigned you and you would answer it there. And the good thing about the discussion board is you can see what other students have typed as well, and you can learn from each other. And that's only a good thing. But for the sake of this example, you're going to click on discussions for Ms. Demetrio. And then you're going to go ahead and you're going to see this. It has a picture and it's, I didn't post a whole lot. I just said, write what questions you have. This way we have one discussion board page to allow me to answer your questions. The good thing about this is that you get to see the questions that other students have answered and you get to read what I've replied to them. And that's the good thing about posting here. If you have a question that you think other students may also be wondering, post it here because it's going to help other students also. This is a resource that we're going to keep adding to, and that's only a positive thing. So in order to actually post the question, you're going to click where it says reply, and the yellow arrow is pointing to that. If I get too close, this black box keeps popping up. So I'm going to let that go down. You're going to click reply. And then this is going to pop up, and this gives you a lot more options, which is fantastic. You're going to click in the box and you're going to type your question or maybe your answer to another question that has been posted. But you'll also notice you have a lot more options on here, which is fantastic. So you're going to type your question or your response, and then you're going to go ahead down here. You're going to click post reply, and then it's going to be live on the website. So what can you use the discussion board for? You can ask a question. You can answer a question that another student asked. You can also answer a question to show your learning. Earlier, I said that I may ask a question and ask you to answer it on the discussion board. So this would be an opportunity to show your learning. And you could also make a suggestion to another student. And then again, whenever you're done, you just click post reply. Awesome. So that is the My Connect inbox. So you can send me a message, and that is the My Connect discussions so that we can use the discussion board to support our learning or to get your questions answered. Those are two resources that I just went over. The next thing I want to talk about is I want to continue to talk about how you can use technology to connect with the entire class. Now, the discussion board is an option that allows you to connect with the entire class, but let's go over some more options. Now, we're going to go over a few different options. Now, most of the options I'm going to go over are not new. These are things we've been doing all year, and I'm just going to say that we're going to continue to use them. Now, Flipgrid allows me, the teacher, and also students to post videos in a password protected website. We have been using Flipgrid all year. We're going to continue to use Flipgrid. You'll notice on April 6th, the Monday before spring break, I assigned you to annotate a text for reading, but to post your main idea to Flipgrid. I'm going to have Flipgrid as part of how you're showing me your learning. That's going to continue pretty much all year. We're going to be using Flipgrid because it allows you to show your learning. It also allows you to ask me questions. Now, the great thing about Flipgrid is that I am now allowed to do what's called screen recording. So if you ask me a question, then I can do a screen recording to show you how to do it step by step using my computer. So Flipgrid is one option that we're going to continue to use. Another thing we've been using it all year during math, is Seesaw. Seesaw allows me to post an assignment, and it allows you to respond to that assignment by taking photos or creating a video or typing or drawing. So we're going to go ahead and continue to use Seesaw for pretty much all subjects. We used to use it pretty much only for math with some exceptions. We're going to be using it for a lot of different things now. Seesaw is a great thing that we're going to be using. And these 3 other things we've been using: Google Drive, we're going to have students create Google Docs. They're going to share that Google Doc with me, and then they're going to go ahead and use Google Docs to have all of their work in one place. I created a different video on that, and I'll make sure that you have access to that video also. But we're going to be using Google Docs because it allows me to give you feedback easily through the comments. So make sure you share that with me. A lot of students already have. Thank you so much to those of you who have. Google Classroom, we've been using that all year. We're going to continue to use that. And MyConnect. These are the tools that, again, we've been using these all year. These aren't new. My goal moving forward is to use the technology you're already comfortable with, you're already familiar with, in order to continue our distance learning. I don't want to add new things because I have concerns about adding confusion during a difficult time already. So we're going to be using these resources. And again, we've used Flipgrid, Seesaw, Google Drive, Google Classroom, and MyConnect all year. None of these are new. So we're going to focus on using technologies that you've already been using all year. And that is what you see here. So moving forward, these are the technologies we are going to use. Now, where can you find the daily schedule? Now, you can find it in 2 places. I will always have links to the daily schedule on MyConnect, but if you'd like, you can just go straight to the source. I post them on my website for a variety of reasons. And let me go ahead and show you. So where can you find the daily schedules? In 2 places. It is posted onto my website, which is jdimitriou.wordpress.com. But I also post links on my MyConnect page. So this is what I kind of want you guys to be doing daily. So when you first start, I want you to do the daily check-in. The daily check-in just allows me to check in with my students. With this shift to online learning, I still want to be able to check in with my students, see how they're doing. So I have this daily check-in embedded onto my MyConnect so that students can just kind of let me know what they're doing. This also gives you an ability to send me a question. So if there's something you're not quite sure how to do, post your question on the daily check-in so that I can see it. And in order to see the daily schedule, you can scroll down under 2. It'll have the days. You can click whatever day it is in order to see that daily schedule, and it'll take you to my website that I created. Now, when you go to my website, there's one day for each day of the week. You'd click that day, and then you just click today's date. So if today is Monday, April 6th, you would click April 6th, and then it will show you the daily schedule. On the daily schedule, you will have all of the subjects that we normally do in a day. You'll see it here. Under the daily schedule, I always post things to support student learning. So if I think that a video will help your learning, I'll go ahead and add that here. So that is how this works. Now, at the bottom of every single page, there is a translate option. It is an automatic translate. And if you click, if you go to the very, very bottom of the page, any page on my website, not on MyConnect does not have the automatic translate option, but my website, jdemetrio.wordpress.com, does have the translate option on the bottom of every single website. I have this here to support families and students to the best of my ability. Now, when is student work due? Student work is due on Fridays. If all work, I'm not going to have different deadlines for different assignments. I'm just going to say everything is due Friday to make it simple. And how do you turn it in? There are a few different ways. Parents can email, parents or students who have their own email, you can email me work. You could also go to the Google Doc that students created, their online student notebook, and they could just update that. The best way to turn in work is to update your Google Doc, because then I can go onto your Google Doc and I can use that to provide ungraded feedback to students because of the Google Comments feature, which is so helpful. Now, I'm going to show you how to get onto my website just to go ahead and support as an extra support. So what you're going to do to access my website directly, you can type jamitriou.wordpress.com. It's going to take you here. This is the home page. If you want this translated, you scroll down and then you can click translate and you can have it translated to whatever language you would like out of the options here. There's a lot of different options and they are awesome. For the daily schedules, you click whatever day it is. So on Monday, you would click Monday. This is going to go ahead and load, and then you're going to click today's date. So if today is April 6th, you're going to click April 6th, and it's going to show you the lesson for that day after you click it. So you can scroll down. Now you'll notice there's a high-tech and a low-tech option. For math, I recommend using the high-tech option. The reason is because you have a video to teach you the learning, and you have automatic feedback. So you don't have to wait for anything. You get feedback right then and there, which I think is a huge support for students and a necessary one. So I recommend using Zearn, the high-tech option for math. And if you want additional practice, use the low-tech option. Benchmark reading will be, you'll have to use some technology, but the low-tech option says instead of annotating on Benchmark Advance online, just go ahead, get a piece of paper, get a pencil, write your main idea, write your key details there, and then you can send me a picture of that. I highly recommend still using Flipgrid. Now, here's an example of how I used Flipgrid as part of the assignment. So for the high-tech option, we're using Flipgrid to go ahead and share our thinking. So you would click Flipgrid, you would log in, and you would post a video. And instead of writing down your main idea, you would tell me your main idea by making a video, posting it. And the benefit of this is you get to see what other students posted also to help your learning. So read aloud, I give you a lot of options, and then my expectation is, again, you go to Flipgrid and make a video answering some questions. The interactive writing notebook is something we did before. Moving on for this week, all I'm going to do is I'm going to post writing journal prompts. So you would just answer the question with your warm-up journal, and that would just be in your regular Google Doc. So you're going to have one Google Doc, you're going to have the date at the top of the page and just that day's learning. And part of that will be your warm-up will be a journal entry, and you're just going to answer a question in complete sentences, paragraph form. So that's going to be what you can expect coming back. The social studies and science are optional. Learning opportunities that you have. I'm going to try and focus social studies and science to be more fun, and games like this is the Mission US. This is a game that you can do, and it's a really fun one. You have to register and then you get to play it, and it teaches you all about the history we've already started going over in class, and then it even moves on to some other it moves on to other topics we haven't talked about in class that are still important to know. And as you can see, it works on iPad, it works online, so you've got some great options. The other thing I wanted to point out is that I have videos embedded at the very bottom. I have links at the very bottom. Under the daily schedule, I have different things designed to support your learning, support your growth. When I create videos, then I'm going to post them here so you can watch them. And starting next week, and yeah, that's about it. So let me know if you have any questions. As a reminder, any video that I post, it is my expectation that you're going to go ahead and pause it whenever you need to, rewatch any parts. I know I put a lot on here. I did that intentionally. You don't need to watch the entire thing in one go. I want you to watch whatever parts of this video helps you. If there's a part that you don't want to watch, that's fine. It's still here later if you decide that it's going to help you later. But watch this at your own pace, rewind, rewatch, whatever you need to do, but don't feel like you need to watch this in one sitting. Watch this video when it comes up. Watch this as a support when you need it. Have a great day. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you later.